Hey guys, this is going to be another quick Linux command video. Check the link in the description for more info and for copy and paste examples. The Linux history command shows a list of previous commands with line numbers. Modified entries start with an asterisk. Now I'm currently using the bash shell. So you can use the history command just by typing history like this. That's going to give you a history of commands that you've run already, and it gives you a number for each command that you've run. So I've run, 20,050 or rather 2,059 commands on this particular host um, since I've started using this host, right? So going all the way back to where I first started. So, in any case, you can choose to only show, say, the most recent 5 commands like this, or the most recent 10 commands like this. Now, you can clear the history for the current shell like this, history dash C. And now when you run history, I only have one item in my history. So let's see here. Bring another shell over here. Let's see. Still have a big history here, right? Open up a new shell. So I still have a history up to 1999, right? But all the stuff above that, above 2000, was cleared out in that other shell. Now, let's see. If you want to overwrite the history file, you can say history -w to overwrite the history file. And now, so basically when you exit a shell, your history is going to get written to the bash history file, which I'll show you in a little bit. Now, let's say if we open a new shell here, whole new shell, and run history, we can see there's not, basically it was overwritten. So only the commands that I ran in here since clearing the history, so I did history clear and history W, only those are saved in the history. And it looks like it's getting written to the bash history file intermittently, not just when I exit a shell. In any case, so I've basically wiped out the history. And let's see, if I go over to this already open shell and run history, it still has a history, but if I close this, let's try this actually. Close this and open a fresh shell. History, yeah, nothing new has been written to that. So all that stuff has been wiped out. So if you want to clear the current shell and overwrite the history file, you could do a WC. So W to overwrite the history file, C to clear the current history. So that's another thing you could do. That will basically purge all history, right? So if you want to delete the history from a certain offset, like let's say we have a bunch of, so we only have one thing in history right now, but let's add some commands, ls, ps, top, od, and so on and so forth, right? So now we have a history, a little bit of history here. Now you can say history, delete the history at a specific offset. You can say D and say 5. Let's say we want to delete history at number 5 right here. Let's say run that and then run history again. And we have deleted, so at 5 was OD, and that was sitting between top and hex dump. So now we see nothing between top and hex dump. We have wiped out any record of this command being in our history. So what else can we do? Bash history is going to be saved in your, we're going to look inside our home directory in .bash history, right? So we're going to look inside there, and you see our history is saved inside this file, right? And let's see here. What else can we look at? All right, so another thing you might want to do is you can set a variable so that you can see the date and time of every command in your history. So you can paste in a variable that looks like this. Whoops. All right, I'm going to type this out by hand. All right, so equals modulus, and you can do this a little bit differently. So capital Y for a 4-digit year, dash lowercase m for the month, and you're going to say D for day, and then a space, modulus capital T for time, right? And you can specify, I'm going to add a space in there, and so it's going to use this format. I'm specifying the format that I want to display the date, and I'm assigning that to the hist time format variable. Assign that just like that, and now when you run history, it's going to show the times that each of these commands will run. So the times are actually saved, but if you want to, actually let's take a look at this. So I'm not 100% sure as to where they're being saved. It doesn't look like they're saved in that file. But in any case, the times of every command was already saved, and when you specify that variable, it will now output the time that each command was saved. So let's clear that out now, and let's see here, history. All right. So you can, if you want that to always be the case, you can edit your .bash rc file, and I'm actually going to want to grab. Did I just cleared that, didn't I? So jump to the bottom of your bash rc file and type this out. You're actually going to want to export it. So in the current shell, you just have to specify assign the variable, but if you're running it in your bash rc file and you want it to work for other shells, you're going to want to export this. So you can say export hist time format like that equals, you're going to say modulus y dash modulus m dash modulus d space mod capital T, add a space in there, and there we go. So export that variable like that. And so let's open a new shell just to show you. I'm gonna bring this terminal over here and just open up a new fresh shell just to show you that the behavior will get picked up here. So you can say history, and it is now every command in your history is giving you a date before the command. So there you go. So that's basically the last thing I wanted to show you for the history command. So one quick thing before I forget, one thing I should mention is that if you're using an alternate shell, like I believe this is the case with the Z shell, maybe K shell, I forget off the top of my head. I'm usually just using bash. I'd like to start using fish. I know there are certain situations you don't want to use fish, but in any case, right now I'm using bash. That's the standard that's installed in most places, although some distros are moving away from it. But yeah, bash is the most. I'm usually using bash, but in some alternate shells, you'll see some different behavior. Like if you run history, you might it might only show you the latest maybe few commands, right? I forget how many, if it limited you to like the last 10 or something like that. But you might want to if you want to show all of your history and not have it truncated, you actually have to say history, and you have to specify the point in history that you want to display commands from. So you could say like history 30 or 50, and everything from that point will be shown, or whatever. But generally, what I end up doing is just doing a history 0, right? And that will just show you the entire history. Now there are other things you can do with the history command, like searching through the history and stuff like that too. Not covering that here. May come back to that in the future. But yeah, that is essentially. Yeah, and I may have to in the future cover the history command for alternate shells and alternate behaviors. But yeah, just something I wanted to point out. And if you find yourself in an alternate shell and you're not getting your full history, just type history 0 and it's just going to print everything out in most cases that I've come across. And yeah, that's basically, yeah, that's it. That's all the useful common stuff I wanted to show you for the history command. Remember, check the links in the description for more info. Hit the subscribe button for more useful content like this. We also have a ton of other more interesting content covering things like coding, hardware, software, servers, Raspberry Pis, 3D printing, and a whole lot more. Hopefully you found this useful. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys on that next video.